Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Damien.
We operate training vessel Brupeg.
Welcome to the Maritime Operations Category Training. How long is a piece of string?
Welcome to ropes.
So far at Module 8, we've looked at different types of ropes and the materials that they're made from. Things like natural fibres such as manila or sisal, or synthetic materials like polyester, polyamide or polypropylene. We also looked at the construction types such as hawser, braided and kerr mantle. These types of ropes have very specific uses, and you may have even been using some of them in your unit without even realising the difference.
Most people would be unaware that there's a different name for each end of the rope. The standing end, which might have an eye splice attached to it for attaching to a pulley or a cleat, and a working end that's free to pull in and attached to a strong point, like a bollard.
You should also now be aware of the terminology we use when handling ropes. This is a language that helps us to quickly know what to do when we're handling ropes without having to describe each process in detail. For example, when we're docking, if my commanding officer tells me to heave in a line, I know that means to pull it in at the boat end and cleat it off. It's kind of like a cheat code that means she doesn't have to describe in detail the exact process she wants me to follow. I just know that those words mean that action.
Some of these terms you might be familiar with and others you may not have heard before. It's a language of its own, but it's extremely helpful when tying up a ship. Have a go at using them when you do your upcoming Light Jacks Day activity.
Let's take a closer look at Brupeg pulling alongside a wharf and what occurs. As you can see, our berthing lines are made from nylon and are a hawser construction type. We use these lines because they have some stretch, which makes the boat a bit more comfortable when tied alongside. Being a large boat, we tend to use 3 lines when mooring Brupeg. When coming alongside a wharf, we try and drive as parallel as possible to the wharf. We then turn our rudder away from the wharf and start fitting the forward springer. We then gently put the boat in and out of gear, and it brings the boat alongside the wharf where we can connect the stern line. And with the engine in forward gear at idle, we can hold the boat against the wharf and connect the bow line. At this point, the engine can be taken out of gear and can be idling. If it's going to get really rough, we'll connect an aft springer as well.
Just like larger vessels, we use radios and footage from our cameras. That way we know how to best manoeuvre the boat so the lines can be attached. Generally though, we can pull alongside with just a bow and stern line and then take our time to determine if we need to run springer lines.
Throughout this module, you've been introduced to many new concepts, and we hope that they've been informative, that you've gained an in-depth understanding of the different types of ropes, why we use each one, and how we tie up a boat so that we don't lose it. The skills you'll learn in this module will serve you well in life. It could be sailing, tying down a load in a trailer or a car, doing something recreational like abseiling, or even tying up your own boat.
In the next video, we will look at some common knots. Now that you know what your ropes are made of and where to use them, you're close to having a really useful skill for the future.
So good luck with your training.
We'll see you soon.